arrived in Perth. We are here for a 1 week trip for a wedding.
For your brother's wedding.
Yeah. And I'm showing Sarah Perth. She's never been here before. This is my hometown in Western Australia. So we've come from extremely rainy, miserable, humid weather to beautiful, sunny and clear skies.
It's really nice here
In Perth. So
we're gonna do a lot of exploring.
Yeah.
Gonna go snorkeling. I miss snorkeling so much in Melbourne. So
Yeah.
I'm really keen to do some of that here.
So we're going to shoot a bit of film and show you some of the photos as we go along, and you can watch our adventures. We'll see you soon. We're just relaxing here, playing a bit of darts, and we thought we'd take this opportunity to tell you a bit about what we've done so far and some of the cameras and film that we've brought with us and what we're shooting. So over the weekend we had the wedding, and before and after that we've done a lot of beach trips.
Yeah, went to Cottesloe Beach. You did some bodyboarding there with your siblings.
Yeah, at Scarborough as well.
yeah.
Went to Scarborough and to a snorkeling beach.
Yeah. What was that beach called?
Medham's Pool.
Oh, yeah.
In next to North Beach in Perth. Really good spot. The weather's mostly been good, but it's also been a bit rainy, especially a couple of days ago, and today it's a bit gloomy up there. So
It's still really hot though, which
yeah,
I guess is good.
very
We
humid.
Can go to the beach later, maybe.
Explains my sweaty face right now. So what have you got, Sarah?
So I have my trusty Minolta X700 as always, and then I have
Minolta
in here, and then I have in here I think a roll of Color Plus, which I'm just about finished.
Yeah, it's 200 speed, but you forgot what's in there.
Yeah, I think it's Color
probably
Plus.
Color Plus.
Yeah. And then I also have some Fuji C200 36-shot roll, some Velvia, which I got from Japan, which I haven't used yet, and some T-Max as well. So I don't think I'll get to shoot all of it this trip, but if it's good that I have the extra film if I need it.
Yeah, you can never have too much film.
Yeah.
At the moment, I've got the Leica M4 with a Bygone 35 f2 lens on it. So this is the main camera I bought with me, and I also bought the Olympus AF1 Super, which, if you haven't heard of, this has a 35 f2.8 lens, same as what the Olympus Mu 2 has. So this is my favorite point and shoot, really reliable. That currently has Agfa Vista 200 in it, which is almost finished. So I started that in Melbourne. This currently has Acros 100, which I'm shooting at about 200. 10 shots in. Before this, I had ADOX Silvermax 100, a new film I'm trying. So I also started that in Melbourne, finished it here. And I'm interested in seeing how those come out for a possible review in the future. I've also shot a roll of Tri-X at 1600 at the wedding. And my spare film is, I've got Superior Premium 400 from Japan and Fuji Color 100 also from Japan. So those are going to come in handy in case I need more film. But we've only got a few days left, so we'll see how we go.
And yeah, today we're gonna head over to Fremantle to meet up with Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us a bit about Cooper, because I don't know too much about him. You
Yeah,
found him, right?
Yeah, I discovered his channel on YouTube. It's called Shoots with Coops. He's a Perth-based film photographer and YouTuber. He started his channel, it looks like maybe about 6 or 7 months ago, and it's really good. I was really happy and stoked to see there was another film YouTube channel popping up, especially in Perth, my hometown. So I messaged him and said, hey, do you want to meet up, talk a bit about some film, maybe shoot some street in Fremantle. We're going to head there now, and hopefully the weather holds up. So let's hit the road. So I just met up with Cooper. How's it going?
Nice to meet you, Ash.
Just met, and we went for a bit of a walk around here in Fremantle.
Yeah.
And so as I mentioned earlier, Cooper has a YouTube channel based here in Perth.
Not as big as you guys, but
slowly,
it's
yeah.
good.
It's really good.
Yeah, film shooting here in Perth.
It's called Shoots with Coops. All right, I'll put the name on the screen or something, or write it down later. So he's been doing a YouTube about film photography as well. Lots of, so far I've seen some of your reviews on talking about why he bought the M7. He's got a review on his Fuji Class on comparisons between film, Acros film and the Simulation
Yeah,
on
the
X
Simulation
Pro.
X Pro 2, yeah.
Really good videos about surf photography and
Thanks,
the Nikonos and like how to do surf photography and about how like you can become a photographer that uses film but actually get paid for it, and you know, just informative stuff like that. So I saw the channel.
Cool
thought it'd
stuff
be good to meet
about
up.
film.
Yeah.
Just like you
Good
guys
stuff
are doing,
about film.
yeah.
So tell the audience or whoever's watching a little bit about what you shoot with, so you can see the M7 there.
Yeah,
That's
so
your baby.
yes, my pride and joy, my baby. I mostly shoot with my M7, pretty much day-to-day stuff all the time. But you don't need a Leica to shoot good photos. For years, I had a 1978 Nikon EL that my uncle gave me, and there's baby photos of me that he shot with the exact same camera.
Awesome.
So it's kind of cool having something that's been passed down through the family.
Yeah.
But I had that hunk of junk for the longest time before I even thought about getting new cameras and more cameras. But yeah, the M7 is an amazing piece of equipment. The only downside is it's got a lot of electronics, unlike yours. So
Yeah,
if something
but it's-
happens to this, then
it's
it's
good.
done.
Same
it's
lens.
toast, yeah.
Same Bygone lens.
But yeah, I shoot that most of the time, and then I like to carry around my Fuji Class S as well, little point and shoot.
Check out his review on that. Really
Yeah.
good. That's an awesome camera
This
as well.
is an amazing point and shoot camera. If you can find one, you'd be very lucky because they're pretty rare these days. But this little bad boy as well.
So what have you got in the class at the moment?
We've got some Portra 160 in here. They've just been finishing off the roll.
Is it Class A or Class? I never know.
It's
Class.
the first time
Classy.
I saw it, I thought it was classy, but
Yeah.
apparently it's class.
Whatever.
But Portra 160, about 10 shots left in this, and Tri-X in my M7.
Tri-X shooting at top
Tri-X
speed.
at 400, yeah,
Yep.
no pushing today.
Cool.
What
I've
are you
got
shooting?
The Acros 100. Shooting that at 200 just because it was a bit gloomy when I loaded it, and I thought I'll just develop it with a high-speed developer. I'll give it an extra minute
Yeah.
or two, and that should come out all right. So a bit of a push. How do you like the YouTube thing?
I love YouTube. I think it's
Yeah.
great. Just I've had like meeting new people like me and you.
Yeah.
We've just met up and like hit it off straight away. We've
Yeah.
got so much in common. That sort of thing's awesome. And just
Yeah.
like when someone, you might do a review or make a video on something, and then when someone sends you a message and just like, thank you so much. Like this really helped me, or I was thinking about these two options, and thanks to your advice, I
They
went with this one.
appreciate, yeah.
You really kind of it makes it all worth
Yeah.
it. It makes all the trolling and everything else kind of worth it in the end, because you're like, you've helped someone, and
Yeah.
and that's kind of why I did it in the first place, because there's not a lot of film
Yeah.
channels in Australia.
In
I mean,
Australia, especially in Perth.
Yeah, well, in Perth,
There's
I
no
don't
one.
even think there's anyone in
Yeah.
Perth. But you guys have got Melbourne covered, but even then, there's there's barely any.
Well, I think now we're starting to see more pop up because film's getting so popular,
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
like we've got a friend Jess in Sydney. She started Viva La Film. You
Oh,
should- you
cool.
can check that out.
Oh no, I have seen Viva.
Yeah,
I have.
yeah.
I have seen her before,
And probably more going to pop up, I reckon. So
which is good. It's better for
it's
the
good
good
that
for
we've
the
got,
community. Yeah.
more happening in the community. So what are we going to do after this? Go for a walk.
We'll hit the streets. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're down in Freo. Freo is probably the one of the oldest parts of Perth.
Bit quiet today, but
Yeah,
it's
a weekday,
cloudy,
so it's cloudy, so
good for some street shooting.
got a
in
nice
soft light.
nice soft box.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll hit the streets and we'll take some street photos.
Cool.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get to meet up again if you come to Melbourne.
Yeah.
Before I come back
Yeah.
to Perth, it'd be good to collaborate and do videos in future. Maybe like see what we do.
Yeah,
Something
it sounds
interesting.
good. Sounds good
Shout
to
out
me.
Seagulls.
Seagulls.
All right. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely check out Cooper's channel. Shoots with Coops. Really good stuff. And let's go get some photos. Hey everyone, I'm here with Steph.
Hey.
And Sarah's behind the camera. We were just having a quick catch up. Steph's an old friend from Perth and a fellow photographer. And we thought we'd have a quick chat because Steph shoots a lot of film and she's got a lot of really cool work that we're going to link you to later. So what have you got at the moment?
Actually, I'm holding and wearing both. I pretty much rotate between these two. So as you can see, this one's the Contax G1. At the moment, I've got the 28mm on it. I really appreciate the Carl Zeiss lens, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I like shooting the Contax because I kind of like the heavy duty body. I feel like I can respect my camera a bit more because I am really klutzy with my stuff.
No strap though.
There's no strap at the moment,
Yeah.
but I do have a handy bag.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoy shooting on the Contax, especially when I know that I'm shooting. Otherwise, one that does have a strap is my Mew 2 or
Me too.
Stylus Epic, depending on where
And if
you are.
you open that, that's got the prime lens.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, so this is kind of my everyday shooter because it's light, it's compact. I can wear it around my neck if I decide to go out and have a bit of a drinking night or something. It's just a fun way to capture things. Point and shoot really easily. So this is my everyday, and this is essentially when I know I want to shoot something or have the time to shoot.
That's a good solid kit actually. Such a good combo. You got wide, you got so you can always get other lens options for that.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah,
Nice.
so those two.
So while we're having a chat right now, we're going to show you some of Steph's shots, and as you're having a look at those, tell us a bit about your photography, because I know you do a lot of portraiture and that's sort of like one of your favorite types of photography.
Yeah, I really like shooting portraits mostly because I like storytelling, and I know you can still do storytelling with landscapes, with products, but my favorite is with people because I feel like there's a nice connection to them. I feel like the subject or the person that I take photos of will also appreciate it, even if they're a bit shy. It's nice to be behind the camera sometimes.
Tell us a little bit about why you prefer film for people shots rather than digital.
The main reason why I really like film is because I learned to appreciate my shots a lot more. For most of you guys who probably shoot film or have transitioned from digital to film or doing both, you probably realize you do need a couple more seconds extra when you're shooting on film because it does cost a bit, and you really want to make sure you get the right shot. The really nice thing about that is after you finish your whole roll, develop and get it back, you kind of attach a bit of a memory. It triggers a bit of a little memory and you kind of remember the feeling or what happened before you shot it. And I think that's really nice, like the bit of nostalgia that you personally attach, as well as like the aesthetics of the film that it can provide. Yeah.
And that sense of emotion actually comes through in the shots, I find, with a lot of film photos, because I think people are putting more effort into it as well. What's your favorite film stock?
I like to shoot between Kodak Gold 200 and Agfa Vista 200. I find that they're very underrated. I personally like the colors, and obviously Portra 400 for a lot of nature shots.
For nature, but not for portraits?
Not for portraits.
Right, that's cool. Yeah, portrait's really versatile. Hasn't got as much saturation, but it's nice for everything.
Yeah.
Cool. So check out some of Steph's work. We'll put a link to her Instagram, which is Miss Stephanie, but I'll put the proper spelling down there. And thanks again for having a chat and catching up with us.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks. Hey, so we are here in Lancelin at the sand dunes. Bit of a drive north of Perth, but we woke up just before sunrise, drove up here, and we've been walking around exploring these beautiful dunes and taking heaps of photos. Sarah's been using Fuji C200.
Yeah.
Yep, and I've shot a whole roll of Superior Premium 400 so far. It's been a great trip to Perth. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been so wonderful. So many beaches that we went to.
Yeah.
This place is really great as well.
It's amazing. We've done like heaps of beaches. We did Scarborough Markets last night. Highly recommend this spot and all of the other places we've been, especially the beaches if you come here in summer. Really good photographer's dream, even if you just love nature. Definitely recommend it. So it's been great here, catching up with everyone, meeting up with Cooper. Thanks again for that. And we're going to leave you with a whole bunch of footage and shots, hopefully if everything turns out good. And we're going to just explore more of this area, see what else we can find. And I hope you enjoy some of the photos. And thanks for watching our vlog here in Perth, and we'll see you next time.